Adriano, thank you for joining us. You star in a film this year in Vancouver International Film Festival. Tell me a bit about the film and what your role is in the film.
Well, the film it's kind of complex because there are some layers and some issues that the film addresses, and one of them is the slavery. Brazil started the independence there. The trade was maintained by Brazil, so they brought about millions of slaves to Brazil, millions, much more than the United States or the Caribbean. There were millions.
Well, you did work with Daniela Thomas in this film, and she has a bit of a history, I think, working with some very heavy themes of Brazil. And I just am curious because I know she's a bit of a rock star in Brazil as well. She's done, the Olympic ceremonies. What was that like working with her? I think it's fantastic that she did this research and, really made sure that her representation was, accurate.
20 years research.
20 years of research, wow.
It's amazing, amazing. It's a dream become truth. And it's very honest, the film, very deep, very true. I think she is a genius. Not a rock star, but a genius, actually. She is a genius. For me, it's a genius. And for other people there, I know. She talks also about the problem of women, because Brazil was made based on rape and ownership. How can you own another human being? So this is a story that the guy that marries with a 45-year guy that marries with this 11-year-old girl.
Well, the film touches on some, really heavy issues, from, as you mentioned, patriarchy, slavery, rape. Do you think it was important to have a women's voice?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. That's the most interesting thing about it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I was reading that actually, so some of the images in the film were inspired by Daniela's personal story, her own family history.
This thing, she heard, her father told her one story that happens in her family a long time ago, that about this man, this elder guy that married with this young woman. So she just put this on the 19th century, this story, but that was a true story. And that was normal. So the thing was, rape was normal. Elder guys marrying with little children, young children was normal. Slavery was normal. So it touches on the roots of Brazil, on the memories. And the problem is people tend to forget the memories. And she just do a point of view. It's impossible to rescue all the slavery time and to explain everything. It's impossible. You have to, not one film, but we have to do another history of human being.
Absolutely.
But
and you were a Portuguese actor that was casted into this
yes.
film. Is there a personal connection for you as well to this history or the story?
No, only being Portuguese and have this heritage of my ancestors. That of course it's not the best one. It's a horrible one.
Your character, he's a bit of an anti-hero in the film. He's a slave trader and he's very quiet, as you said. There weren't many lines. How did you prepare for your character? Or what drew you to the role?
Well, it's very, very hard to explain everything, and I can't explain everything. It's like asking the magician,
where's the magic?
Where's the magic? But but I can talk about some issues here. The first thing I've done for this character is not to judge the character as a person. It's impossible you to do this character that owns people, that kills people, if we could, and not to judge slavery, not to judge the thing that is going to marry with a young girl. And then there were specific things, like the character always walks and rides in barefoot. So I have to technically prepare for that, because I couldn't reach the set, and ouch, and because the lands never lie, and so and I believe that an actor is a story helper telling. He helps the storyteller. It's your function, so you have to serve. You have to be honest on that. Everything else, it's based upon layers and layers and layers and layers. And the hard thing to do in this film is not acting. It's how not to acting.
Not to acting. Okay,
You know?
interesting.
So when I mean acting is how you join and you be truthful, very truthful about what you're doing without making any tricks.
Gotcha. So really like internalizing the character then.
Yes, absolutely.
What sort of feeling or impact do you think that this film would have on people that watched the film and maybe had no idea about that sense of history?
Well, there has been very different reactions, and that, in my opinion, it's very good and very interesting. The worst thing that happens with a film is to be ignored. So, if a film provokes you and puts you on other issues, and you need to comment the film, you need to think about what the impact of the film got on society and on your own structure and opinion, that's very good. So I think it depends on where the film is shown or screened, and how people are living their lives in that moment. But I think it will be a document for the future. It's one first approach. We need to do more about issues that are still present in our world.
Absolutely. Well, Adriano, thank you so much for stopping by and joining us today.
Okay.
Wish you enjoy the
It was a
rest of the
pleasure.
festival.
Thank you.